how to tell if a car is actually high-tech or just hyped up. And if this is your first time, make sure you check out my page for the intro video to this series first. So today we're talking about match between the system and the real world. So according to Nielsen Norman Group, what that means is the design should speak the user's language. So in automotive UX, what that means is designing interactions and controls in a way that aligns with the driver's mental model. Basically how they already think and what their expectations are already. So a good example of this is how you design the layout of the controls in the cabin. Things such as the steering column, the gear shift, the turn signals. And this is super duper basic, but a good example that comes to mind is where do you put the steering wheel, right? Even though by law in the US, right, you would have the steering wheel on the left-hand side, and in Europe, you would, or most European countries, you would have it on the right-hand side. That would be a baseline expectation for every driver, right? So don't go reinventing the wheel, trying to have some upside down steering wheel that's like kind of on the left, kind of on the right, maybe in the middle. Just keep things simple and keep it aligned with what people already know. Sometimes it's definitely worth it to reinvent the wheel, no pun intended. But honestly, a lot of the time, if you've done your research on a pre-existing design and it checks out to be pretty usable, there's really no point in having to have users readapt over and over again to all of these new systems just because it's a new idea. Sometimes the best idea is what is already there. But of course, you can always challenge that if you do your research and find that this idea is not actually that usable, it's just a bad design that people are used to. That's the trick and where being a good UX researcher comes in. So in conclusion, keep things simple, but don't be afraid to challenge and question the status quo if the research is telling you otherwise. If you like this series and want to learn more, make sure you hit like and follow.